Here's television news. The network links between the East and the Midwest will be ready sooner than expected. The links between Midwest stations will be ready by October, and the cable to the Midwest by December. We hope to televise Christmas from St. Louis to Boston.
Hey, how are you? Sorry I was running a little late there.
That's all right. You came on strong there anyway, so that's good.
Yeah, well, that would have been a kind of a double, what's it called when you faux pas? Double faux pas?
I don't know. It's only 9:02 on my clock, so you're doing fine.
Right, but if I had, but to me, if I was like, the fact I used to have trouble getting to your literal house at 9:05, and now I'm starting to cheat it up to 9:01.
All right.
It's unbelievable.
Okay. As long as you're self-monitoring, then I have no problem.
So your theory is like, what is it when your body doesn't do, there's certain things that are autonomous? No, what's it called? When you don't have to think about it when you're driving or breathing, or some things are auto-autonomous.
They're autoerotic. Let's go Norm Crosby on it so we can move through.
No, what I'm talking about is playthrough.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is that you say you kind of the way you're saying is you get me going. Your plan is you know how to get me going on these various issues, and as long as I'm doing it to myself, there's no need for you to supervise it.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Well, that certainly could have taken shorter. Are you able to compress things? Can you compress the first couple of sentences of our podcast?
I can, especially if you say hello again right now.
Okay, let's do it. Hello. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Wow, man, I'm so glad that I'm speaking now instead of a couple of minutes ago. I couldn't get my words out.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I'm glad you were a couple minutes late calling.
Oh, well, yeah, get the cobwebs out so I don't start fumfering into something. Right. You know what I'm trying to do now? I'm trying to think of what we just talked about to bring it up again. I can't remember it.
No, don't.
Yeah, exactly. People, anyway, the third time is the funniest one. So let's try it again. Right. Hello?
Hi.
Hello? No. Wait, do you say hello? I say hello. Do-da. Do-da. It's a wonderful day, Josh. Welcome to a new week of no weeks.
Yes.
Of no time. Of the world of no time. You could have told me it was Labor. I knew it wasn't Labor Day today, but does it really? We don't deserve Labor Day.
All right.
But we don't. What do we do? Why do I bring you into my?
We are union. We are union members. I mean.
Why am I attacking you? What are you doing? Nothing. You're cooking, at least.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing a lot of things around here.
Sure.
You can't launch into your "I'm not stupid" voice just apropos of nothing.
It's more the humor until the police get here voice.
You know what we should start doing? Why don't you start pranking me with those SWAT calls, fake SWAT calls?
I'll have you swatted.
Yeah. Hey, my friend, I haven't heard from him recently. That'd be really funny.
I wonder if his meth lab blew up.
Oh, boy, was his face red. When the cop slammed down the door. Well, I just took a sip of iced coffee.
I could have told you that.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. But I'm doing better. Not really better. The last few days of watching the news.
Yeah.
Last few days we have done better. So I'd say most of the day hasn't been on. But then I saw it tonight. He started going crazy on that Laura Ingraham show, and now
that was fantastic.
Now it's piqued my interest.
where he compared shooting an unarmed man into the back 7 times to blow his butt.
No! Don't say that, sir. Don't say it. No.
You sure? You sure?
She almost jumped out of her chair, Laura Ingraham.
Did. It's like she's on the payroll or something.
I mean, her angle then was to crush his chest before he. Punch him in the throat. But when I was thinking to myself, as she's getting up, why is she getting up? Why is she preventing it? Shouldn't she be worried as a human? But I know she's not really a human because she works for an inn. Right. Yeah. And she really doesn't care. She wants to.
She's not even a human by a close margin.
No. She's so evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah.
Well, I guess is she as evil as Ann Coulter, or does it even matter? Yes, they're all equally
she
evil.
is more evil. She's currently more evil than Ann Coulter because she has a TV show.
Yes, yeah, and you know who else has been getting like I think it's from bitterness or something? Is Megyn Kelly? just keeps going out of her way to say ridiculous things, you know.
Yeah.
Like she's the type of person who well, they didn't find a noose. It wasn't a noose. And the Bubba, I don't forget his name, Wallace?
Yeah.
It wasn't a noose. So aren't you going to apologize for saying that racism still exists? So racism doesn't still exist. That's what you're saying. So anyway, I mean, you know how it is.
Yes, and Bubba Wallace should apologize for someone going, "Hey, Bubba, there's a noose in your garage."
Yeah. And look, she has a point.
Yes. The noose was used to do another job.
Yes.
It was not solely to hang people.
Sure. When he was first told there was a noose in his stall, he jumped to conclusions thinking he was living in a different country or a different racist country.
But you know what it was?
What's that?
Fake noose. Somebody had to do that joke a fucking month ago. But
I didn't think about it.
I didn't either till now. But
fake news.
So thanks for circling back to that news story. Fake
news. Did you think about it then?
No.
Oh, so that's what's.
I appreciate you bringing up the stale headlines.
Somehow you have to worm it back in to say that it came out on DVD or something.
You know, I heard Mike Ditka talking about that story. You know
thing with Bubba Wallace?
You know what he said? Yeah. Fake news.
What did he say?
Fake news.
Such a great joke. I like great jokes. Why can't I write them?
Sure.
No, Andy, you're very funny.
You hire me. It's just as good.
Yeah. You know, I need some 6-gun shooters. That's what I get. Some of the best shots in the business. Hey, what about this Bella Thorne? I don't know anything about it. What should I say?
Go.
Okay? Go. Wet ass. Okay, give me some wet ass pussy jokes.
So you did learn what that was today.
I knew it before I went there, but it's still confusing to me. Because I was thinking, is this a positive? Is Cardi B singing this positively about her own vagina? Or is it another woman's vagina? And it's an insult.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the former. It's a celebratory wet ass pussy.
So I got a big ass dick.
Yes, whatever you say, sir. Yes.
Look.
Is that how we're playing it?
Droopy, don't you better not say that when I wasn't in my full glory that I wasn't a decent size, because I measured 12 inches. But I started from the back of my head. Yow!
You did so much vibrato, I lost the actual word you were saying.
Well, I did tell you that my penis is only a half inch, right? From the floor.
You sing beautifully, sir.
I can't come back from a droopy impression. I am now scared. I have spent the last 3 nights worried at some point. Oh, sure, Susan won't hear it, but one of Susan's friends, one of my relatives is going to start. I can't trust anybody from my family.
People will be talking at a school about it.
No, we're already working on.
Let's put out the word right now. Ixnay on the oozen say.
Hey, you know, they always say it's not the size of the ship or whether it can get hard. It's like, can you wiggle it around like a worm? That's what they say.
You keep coming back to worm analogies and it doesn't please me.
Well, what would you? Hey, at least give me the ability to do something. I could be a snake. I mean, I should go with snake. You're right.
All right, then.
Okay. I'm ending.
I prefer the anaconda.
I'm officially ending this particular penis. Me and my Andy's penis sketch. Are you okay with ending it now and picking it up maybe later?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, good. And don't do it anymore in this phone call.
How about
okay?
you? I'm okay. All right. Okay? It's all right.
But Oh, it's not good though. Because the thing is, this is where white people don't have podcasts. Seriously,
Yeah.
I'm telling you this for a
There's
real.
a lot of reasons not to have a podcast.
I know, but this is one of the main reasons that you're not shopping in Gelson's.
Yeah.
And somebody comes up, hello, Thought Spiral fan.
All I know is it took me giving it a voice to make you feel uncomfortable. And it went weeks and weeks before that voice appeared.
I don't remember how I got into it as a bit to begin with.
You didn't.
And what I was thinking.
I'm Andy's penis. And then you just
No. No, but way before then, I started to imply that there was something wrong with my penis.
Oh, yeah, way before then.
What was the point of that bit?
I don't know. Self-mutilation?
Self-flagellation?
Yeah, something.
I think it's my that I'm always afraid to.
It's that modern comedy. It's very honest.
Honest, and people like it when you make fun of yourself.
Absolutely.
Except sexually. Huh?
It's not a big hit.
I couldn't get off Twitter. I was having fun on Twitter today, but I kept thinking it was going to go south. But it was fine. But
yeah,
I started to get that feeling when you get a little dizzy. Oh, everything is like you start to get into a thing where you go, "Why didn't that?" Get one.
Yeah,
it's like it's so ridiculous. And then I realized that sometimes I just realized what probably every joke writer realizes when the second day they write jokes is that sometimes you really aren't giving enough information for people to get what you're saying. So you certainly should. But just the whole idea that you're into wanting to get likes and retweets, there's no other way to play the system and not think about that a little bit.
A little bit. And that's where the healthometer kicks in.
Oh, I'm doing the Robin Williams.
I don't get mad. I don't get mad about the ones that don't.
I get mad at my thing is get mad at myself when they don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting mad at myself. I don't like to admit to have any, petty emotions.
Right.
Which is stupid to do that.
You never go there. My point being, you always.
I got you. I was just trying to pretend that you hurt my feelings.
No, I knew I didn't. But
you could have. Well, you could have. No, you couldn't have. No, really. No. Okay, I'm back now.
You just say you aren't silent when someone hurts your feelings.
I never go silent.
No.
Even if I could, usually don't go that long without at least making a slightly whiny sound.
I was about to say a whimper, like Benjamin in The Graduate. Speaking of The Graduate, I had the all classic movie weekend.
Oh, what'd you do?
The last 3 nights. I try to close each day with a movie these days.
Why do you sound like a DJ? You're not trying to sound like a DJ all of a sudden, are you?
No, I was just trying to be conversational, but now I'm really self-conscious and.
No, I don't believe you're subconscious, except for the fact that it must be annoying to be interrupted every 2 seconds for the last 10 years.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So, it was a 3-night movie festival.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks for keeping me on the rails there, partner. Yes, I watched, Friday was, Casablanca.
Oh, it's on TCM, I see.
Saturday was, North by Northwest.
Oh, I want to see that too. Is that Jimmy Stewart?
Yes.
All right.
And James Mason as well. I will take care of her from a great height over water. And then last night I watched Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
I bet that's. Let me see if there's any money in me guessing where that was on. That was on Criterion.
That was on my DVR from somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are all great movies.
They are. They were all indeed good movies.
And I've seen Casablanca a few times. It would be hard for me to start that engine up. How was that?
It was really good. It was probably of the 3 the most enjoyable. Just because it clips along. There's tons of good lines all throughout.
Yeah.
It's a pretty darn solid movie.
Yeah, I guess the tone, it's not like, well, first of all, there's these movies that, like Gone with the Wind, that you were told were going to be good or you thought were going to be good. They were just awful that you had to get through.
Yeah.
And so, but this movie is one of those big movies that, like, I don't know. I should see it again from the beginning.
It's cynical and funny, and Bogart is completely palatable throughout. And
the guy who plays the usual Round Up the Usual Suspects guy,
Claude Rains, yeah,
he's so good.
He's awesome.
He strikes me as a
even
as being
Peter
very
Lorre
funny.
in his one scene is very good.
You sound like a regular Charles Fleischer. I don't know what you sound like.
No, that was like a straight up Frank Gorshin Peter Lorre impression. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Peter Lorre, and of course the great Peter Lorre. That's my Family Guy impression.
The guy, the other executive producer of the Debar movie, lives in Peter Lorre's house.
Ooh,
in the Hollywood.
Where
Hills.
is that?
It's in the Hollywood Hills.
I haven't been to the Hollywood Hills in a long time. I know there's a lot of fun. No one's been anywhere, Andy. Andy. No one has been anywhere since March. I know, but I was just saying, Andy, shut the fuck up. Okay, what else you got? I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the Hollywood Hills for... Who the fuck cares, you stupid?
I haven't been anywhere except for the White House lawn last week, but...
That was so great. You know, people say he's narcissistic, but I think it's natural that you want to spell out Trump 2020 and fireworks.
Sure.
Everyone
in front
likes
of the
that.
Washington Monument.
And that you have the Marine. He was like, you know what? Fuck you, Hatch Act.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and do everything they say I can't do.
Right.
Now, North by Northwest, is that a movie that we saw together?
I don't think so, no.
And how is it?
It's pretty close to peak Hitchcock, I think. It's a little, because it's Cary Grant, there's a movie star thing about the whole ride that takes, 5% off the suspense.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies where, wildly coincidental things you just have to buy as they happen.
Yeah, and I don't think the best Hitchcock movies, they're unrealistic unless it's like Psycho or Birds. Yeah. And most of them, they're just like Rear Window. I think of there's nothing that couldn't happen in that movie. Yeah,
but there's always, there's
always something.
There's a giant contrivance. In North by Northwest, it's a mistaken identity as a FBI fake name, essentially.
Can you figure it out? I never figure it out usually. These things.
Well, there's not really anything to figure out.
It just gets revealed.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's just plot. I mean, that's the thing about Hitchcock is it's just plot. That's why he came up with MacGuffin, because it's just a device to keep the movie moving.
What do you mean? Do you probably explain this to me? What did he come up with?
Boy, did I!
Is this the establishing shot? Is this the establishing shot or a golf thing?
It's neither.
All right, give me a clue.
The MacGuffin is the object of desire of everybody in the movie. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's in North by Northwest. It's the microfilm in the statue.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean the MacGuffin?
Yes, you son of a bitch.
Is he the one who came up with the expression? Did he come up also with the egg?
I don't know.
MacGuffin?
Go back and listen to the show where we did a substantial amount of time on this, will you please?
Did or did he not come up with the egg MacGuffin? Just tell me the answer to the question. Thank you. Thank you. At least acknowledge a great joke.
Yes, he did.
MacGuffin?
Yeah.
The egg MacGuffin?
Yeah.
All right. I broke in again.
It's a fine pun, and that makes me say, did you see my fine pun today?
What was your fine pun?
If enough people eat cottage cheese, we can achieve herd immunity.
No, I was just I am a sucker for that kind of thing. I would probably buy a book of these. Don't punish. You'll be punished with comedy when you read Josh Elvis Weinstein's. And then the title of the book has to be the best pun of the book.
Right. Or the worst.
Or the worst.
But of the three,
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf was the hardest to watch.
I know, it's like to me that would be my one I would most look forward to, because there's so much there's so much anger in the movie and bitter, and that I think would be like maybe I'm less familiar with all the different parts of that movie too, except I haven't seen North by Northwest, but
yeah,
so I would think that would be
you should
great.
definitely watch North by Northwest because it's fun,
right?
And then Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is sort of the opposite of fun. It's sort of this very deliberate, uncomfortable wallow in drunkenness and meanness, and it's sort of delicious in the way it's written and acted. Certainly acted. Elizabeth Taylor is amazing in it.
Oh yeah,
and you kind of forget that she's had those kind of chops,
yeah, you do. You do forget because you think of all the drama around her.
Yeah,
and how beautiful she was.
She was just a caricature by the end of her life,
Yeah.
And she wasn't really. I mean, she didn't act like a caricature, but her star was was abstract at that point.
Yeah.
And George Burton is great, and George Siegel's really good in it, and Sandy Dennis is great.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, there's so many. It seems like the whole movie is so uncomfortable to watch, especially between the couples.
Well, it's uncomfortable because it's like you're spending an evening with drunks. They're drunk from the very beginning of the movie, so there is no respite from it, and that's part of the uncomfortableness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Eugene O'Neill kind of Long Day's Journey into Night kind of.
Yeah.
No, Iceman Cometh I'm thinking of. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Just save me from this.
If I had you just committed, I would have yes-anded you.
Oh, man. But that drunken thing, and also the fact that in this case, the fact that they had such a tumultuous actual real-life relationship, I think adds to the movie. I mean, it shouldn't, but it does, because you feel like, they're arguing good. They must know how it works.
Yeah. They have that little special extra mustard.
They may have done drinking on their own before the movie.
It's possible. It's very possible that Richard Burton might have done some drunken arguing.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wish I could look like him or something. Or Elizabeth Taylor even. I don't care.
So any of the three are winners.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they've stood the test of time. But not every movie that has stood the test of time really stands the test of time. So these three happen to. But I don't know. They're all good for I think I probably liked Casablanca the best.
Well, I think that's I mean like
by consensus, that's one of the best ever. So
that's during is that 1940 or something like that? 40. It's during the war, right?
Yeah, I mean, it takes place during the war. I'm trying to think. I think it was like 42 it came out.
And who directed it?
Of course, I just blanked on it. Michael Curtiz.
Oh.
I thought it was gone for sure.
And all those movies probably were. Actually, I'm wondering how popular Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf was when it came out.
It was nominated for every Oscar possible.
Oh. I forget that these movies that were more mannered and had more, had a lot of would be considered maybe slow now. People did eat them up.
Yeah.
They like that kind of thing.
Yeah. And this was right after Cleopatra. She was a huge fucking star.
I didn't see another movie I never saw. And then you've probably seen Cleopatra, right?
It's really boring and long. It's of those giant epics, those Technicolor epics, it's one of the most boring.
How does it compare to Ben-Hur, see? That's the wrong
Ben-Hur is better.
Hey, you know what I didn't like? I didn't like Ben-Him that much.
Huh?
Bah, 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 bah. Huh. I like my potatoes plain.
Jalopy.
We are 112 degrees away from being morning DJs.
We are.
On Drive Time Radio.
It's true. Thank God. As long as we keep that buffer, I'm happy.
It's Honk Your Horn Monday, everybody.
How awful a job is that?
It's got to be so bad.
Well, you wake up at 4 in the fucking morning.
And you try and be, and I don't know how they decide, let's get inappropriately sexual early.
Right.
What did you do last night? I don't know. It must have been fun.
Let's get Indianapolis's juices going.
And I used to try and convince myself that it was going to be like, better because I was there for the comedy.
Right. But you kind of get it if you ever commute.
Yeah.
There is just the sort of dread and doom feeling of a early morning commute that someone else's frivolity might break up if you were a different person than me.
And I used to deliver the LA Times and get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I never got used to it.
No, I can't.
I mean, I just didn't. It's just so terrible. I don't know why I did these jobs. I've been not spending a lot of time, but just thinking like, what was I? I know it's not useful to think. What was I thinking when you were younger?
No, I think I personally think it's honorable.
Yeah.
I do.
That I did the things, or what?
That you did what you needed to pay your fucking bills, rather than calling your parents or whatever it was that you could have done.
I think the thing that I'm proud of is that I knew that if I didn't leave the coast, that I might want to rely on them more. So the fact that I did get thrown in the pool for a middle class kid,
yeah,
and that probably was good. Although it didn't feel good when it happened. It's like I was just in college last week, and I had a friend and I had a bagel at the Union.
Yeah, but I mean, if anyone needed to sort of fucking break from his family.
Oh yeah,
you did.
That's so true.
And so I think it's all part of the relatively brave endeavor.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, you're saying it's not like a Green Beret or
it's not quite that. No, and it didn't benefit anyone else but you.
So I shouldn't think of it as of course, now that I've given so much back, now.
I mean, basically every single person did the same thing. But.
Right. That's true. Every person I know, I thought that other people's families did prepare them better
the world.
May be,
yeah.
But I don't think that is true necessarily.
Well, a lot of people, don't even get as far as I need to get a job.
Right.
Some people stay in bed.
I know. And there, but for the grace of God, I don't know what that means, but it's like, I can relate to everybody's not wanting to move out of their bed in the morning. I can relate to any feeling like that.
Yeah, sure.
Because I've had that feeling before.
Yeah.
But then I did get annoyed by comics who over the years would not want to just concentrate on their comedy. They just always be worried about what the next gig was. But then who doesn't worry about that?
Right.
But a lot of comics were like, early on didn't get the patience. You have to be a little bit patient or a lot patient.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who, and I think I had a little bit of this in me, but who go from open stager to grizzled vet very quickly,
right.
Without going through experience,
Well, yours wasn't 1 in a million, but it was like not everyone's experience is that, young.
Right.
What do you call yourself when you're like a prodigy? When you're young and you're old.
I don't, but you can, certainly.
Well, Josh, you told me to call you a prodigy earlier.
No, I told you to stop calling me a prodigy. It's embarrassing.
But this was during our people probably don't know that we have a Monday afternoon pod meeting.
Yeah, the fact that it went 6 hours today made it, we really need to work our agenda a little better.
How long I don't even know how long our show was last week. It seemed like it was long when we were doing it. I don't mean it that way.
I think it came. I mean, I defluffed it quite a bit, but I think it came down to about 2:15.
Oh my God! Isn't that a world record?
No.
Okay, but we don't want to get into do like 8-hour shows.
No.
As far as we know, we looked up track after track and outtakes after outtakes. I never said Judy. And we think it started with a fellow called Larry Storch, who finally became a pretty good actor in different. He did imitations in those days. And as far as we can make out, Larry Storch was greeting Judy Garland purportedly. He was working with a another imitator called Florence Desmond, I think it was his name. And he said, doing me, he said, well, this is as far as we go. But I tell you what happens about that. There are many young ladies called Judy, as you know. And the moment a young man comes in front of me and says, I bet you don't know her name, I go right into it. I say, I'll bet it's Judy.
Hey, how are you? Sorry about the delay.
You're right. It was a slippery slope. First it's 9:02. Now it's 9:03.
I think if you were going to draw a graph of my life, you could see that would be a sign of trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to nip it in the bud.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, I guess.
Mine wasn't convincing, and neither was yours.
Yeah. Well, it's hump day.
Yeah, I couldn't remember when it was, and I didn't know if it was Wednesday. Then I remembered. You know why? I said to myself,
it's hump day observed.
Yeah, because there's no real days.
Right.
Traditional. I was almost convinced. Well, no one was trying to convince me, but I thought I thought Monday might have been Labor Day. I kind of knew it wasn't, but it was like, what would be the difference?
No, here it was Labor Day. Ha!
See, now I almost didn't get that because I was thinking about bees.
Yeah.
And
now that you do, though, ha!
Not too bad. Not too bad, Josh. I don't know who that guy is. I like him though. Not too bad, Josh. Hey, Josh, that's isn't that Dan Aykroyd?
I like it.
Hey,
I like it better than "Don't Acknowledge" guy.
Is it over the basketball or it's still happening?
It's still happening. I just watched another excellent game.
And are the Lakers winning?
The Lakers were awaiting the winner of this game to know who their opponent is in the second round of the playoffs.
And who's going to be their opponent?
It will be the Houston Rockets.
Oh, I mean, with Olajuwon and the Twin Towers?
Yeah, Moses Malone. No way.
Moses Malone always sounded like something that a Jewish person would say to avoid saying, Jesus Christ. Oh, Moses Malone.
What did you do now? Oh, Moses Malone, I hit my toe.
See?
Yeah.
Works like a charm. I actually think that's a joke I've had since I was about 18 years old.
Well, I would hope that it originated in the Moses Malone era.
Well, you haven't heard my Muggsy Bogues material.
I've watched you do your tribute to him.
I couldn't think of Spud Webb. That's why I went with Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues is better.
The thing that's great about both...
They fit the exact same joke slot. Pick your two names. I mean, they're both funny names. Spud's a funny name. But Muggsy?
Well, what's even more insulting is I think they're both might be actually literally shorter than me.
I think they might be, and I can see why you would have them in your head at all times.
Oh, yeah. I can't get them out of my grill or whatever.
Just like I like all the fat athletes.
That is really, you're going to get a lot of letters.
No,
what?
I totally
didn't say
do.
anything.
It's the exact
you're
same
the fat
thing.
guy. You're the fat guy.
I love the fat athletes.
Oh, I get it.
Even last week, when you asked me my favorite twin, it was Kirby Puckett, the fattest twin.
I didn't know that you were keeping score that way.
Oh,
then
yeah.
you, let me see who you
Craig
like.
Stadler, I liked. Gorman Thomas was a great fat athlete of the 80s.
I don't know. I don't think either of those names. I know Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas has the badonkadonk, but you wouldn't call him a fat guy. Except now in his testosterone commercials, he's a little bit. He's beefy.
Again, those really do. Sometimes those are so bad they sometimes cheer me up.
They're incredibly creepy.
Where the woman goes,
it's like Get Out is what it's like, with all the people gathering around the giant black man to admire his virility.
And then there's a black lady with the glasses and curl. And then
I wish my husband, yeah.
Yeah, what would you do? What would you say if your husband Well, you can just get on the fucking phone. Isn't that what he says? Just make a fucking phone call.
Something like
Stupid. And why we already know what it's about. It's, first of all, I hope I don't get sued. And I take testosterone rub gel, whatever the heck it is. I take testosterone.
You do?
I get it from an actual, yes, can't you tell? I've been taking it for many years. I forget to take it sometimes.
Why wasn't I consulted?
Why? This is not fair that I can never bring up these topics again under any circumstances. I don't want my life to be now pestered by a cast of characters.
Well, stop talking about me then.
Oh my God. For those who thought James Mason enjoyed his time in the spotlight, you haven't seen nothing yet.
My floppy ears were burning.
And as you know, our buy me a cup of coffee.schmeckle gift this year is going to be all the Droopy outtakes.
For a $25 coffee donation, Droopy will do your outgoing message.
I'm so tired. I can't even do it, though.
Hello,
I'm so tired.
This is Andy Kindler's penis. Norma can't come to the phone right now, but leave a message.
Well, why don't you can you do what they call like a point of service? Not point of service, but a service of God. What do they call it?
I have no idea.
The more you know, as my penis.
Oh, a public service announcement?
Yeah. Can you do one penis?
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to say a few words about virility in your later years.
How's that going to be a public service announcement?
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
The whole campaign centers around use it or lose it. The more you know.
I just love the way Droopy comes out of the bullpen or wherever he's staying. Just fucking, he's right in there. He's a closer. He's a closer. Well, why was it dying? If it was about being impotent politically, why wasn't I brought into it?
It really is your Twilight Zone because it's both hilarious and embarrassing.
Call Andy's penis. That's the name.
Hey, we're really sorry, but we're not at home.
Doesn't even have the energy.
Nobody's home. Nobody's home.
Because they have those things now where they will not own, like if you have spam, they will also have a
yes, the robot that just fucks with the human caller.
Yeah,
which is,
that's great. That's really good.
But
my wife's burning. My wife's burning in bed.
Sorry.
Oh my God, her entire body's in flames. Or anything aggressive where they go, "Hey, fuck you! Hey, thought you were gonna fool me, hey, spammy? Kiss my chacho."
Yeah. So you started writing. You started writing for the bot.
Oh, I would. I almost wrote that one year when I went to Montreal a few years ago, and it was like and it wasn't the shoebox division, but it was Hallmark. Hallmark had left the thing for all the comics at the festival if you want to write for them.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the ultimate. I don't know. I had a joke. I think we had a joke about it, but just as the ultimate. That how low can you go type of thing when you're writing.
Sorry, your career's where it's at.
You're doing the reverse Robert Crumb, kind of.
Right.
Come on. Josh, very, very sophisticated humor I just did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the confident comedian. Uh-huh. It sure was.
No, it was excellent.
Oh, God. I think I could. I swear to God, I'm not lying. I felt my heart hurt after that last one. Oh, I can feel. I swear to God, that was. I have to say, I not that I don't want to be one of these people. I haven't laughed that hard since. I mean, I don't normally laugh that hard, but that cleared out my gadunk. What did you call us? What do you say that Frank Thomas has?
Yeah,
a gadunk.
The badonkadunk.
You're getting that from that one commercial, right?
No, but I think we're both the commercial and I can verify that it's a previously used phrase.
Hey, it's your backside. You're gadunk. Have you thought about your backside? Yeah, you're gadunk.
And it's a hemorrhoid commercial.
Oh, that must be what it is.
Right.
I guess that, you know what? I stand corrected. It picked it up. Maybe in that area. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Although I remember Ken Jennings, the Jeopardy guy, at one time tweeting that the 80s was a brief decade where calling your backside buns was popular.
Yeah.
I kind of remember when they use that. It's not a euphemism, but it's a
nom de badonkadunk.
Your backside, your gadunk. Of course I don't want to remember that commercial. Why do I want to remember that it's about hemorrhoids? I don't want to remember that commercial. They're saying to me, "Oh, you will remember it."
Right. They're going, "Hey, what? You'll take the catheter commercial to heart, but we're a problem."
The catheter commercial. I do miss that. If it means that I don't know if Chuck Woolery, his career has been hurt since he said COVID is fake news.
Right.
Hey, so whatever happened to that story with Bubba Wallace? They said that they found some kind of a rope type item in his riding stall. You know whatever happened?
Just
with that?
as I suspected, fake news.
It's good when it's a pun and it's about how horrible, about that horrible thing where Laura Ingraham and those people were like, "Hey, it wasn't a. Hey, he never did get beaten, or he never got shot. So I guess it had nothing to do with the Confederacy." Okay, that's not my best impression, but you know what I'm saying. I've lost the energy. The people on the right now are so like you got your Ann Coulters. Yeah, I like that guy. I like that Kyle Cunningham, whatever his name is. I mean, his name isn't Kyle Cunningham because that's from Happy Days, right?
No, that was Richie Cunningham.
He is not involved at all with the 17-year-old. And look, did you hear Trump's analysis of that thing? He said, look, we don't know. It's still under investigation.
His defense case, you mean? For the murderer?
Yeah, it's still under investigation, right? But look, you could see he's running. It looks very bad for him. He falls down. Now they viciously attack his gun. They viciously attacked his gun.
All right.
That's what they do.
That's just like a Kenoshan bringing a skateboard to a gunfight.
Oh, God. I feel very heartened by don't let it go to your impotent head, but that cheered me up. My own penis cheered me up, and the fact that
glad I could make you feel good somehow.
Okay, you don't have to. Don't gild the lily. You already had a week's clothes. You want to see? Everything about my penis is it's weak, it's tired.
All true.
No, I was cheered. Oh, I'm cheered up that Trump. Like, I'm scared to death, and then you know that the press is going to start with the Democrats, it's tightening and all that stuff. But the fact that everything he does makes things worse for himself,
right,
brings me some comfort, because it's not so easy when you said everything was fake news and everything was a hoax and everything was to then just as things get towards the election, try to up the ante with it. And I hope it doesn't work. I hope it makes him look more. He's such a fool. I mean, he's getting more like crazy every day. I know it's so obvious.
Well, I mean, it seems as the convention didn't help at all. So,
yeah.
And if 4 days of people saying nice things about you in a row can't sway people, there's a good chance that people, he's maxed out.
Well, because, people think that politicians are...
But there's so much shit between now and a victor,
Oh, I know. Don't
still,
get me. Yeah, exactly. There's 7 fake wars.
Today's little news fear swell is because he's driving all of his people to the polls in person. It'll look like he wins on election day, and then it'll change over days. But then he'll look like he'll have a conspiracy theory. I was winning, and then look what happened.
Yeah, well, I think no matter how you slice it, he's going to try and stay in there. He'll be someone who will. I don't know if it's happened before historically, where someone's like, and he was clinging to the bottom of the Oval Office desk. He's not going to go willingly.
No, I think he will at a certain.
No,
point.
he will, but he won't go. He won't
go gracefully. We know that much.
Exactly. And I just don't think it's going to be, if he does, I just don't think people are going to be rooting for him to get, what's the word? Transferred? No. Pardoned?
No one.
Whatever happened to Ford did.
No one's clamoring for that.
No, everyone.
Especially since he didn't have the good sense to leave and put Pence in office for a minute to give him a chance. Because it ain't going to be Biden who does it.
And Pence, such a convincing liar. Look, I'm always ready to take over. I don't know. I don't remember them saying to me, look. He says it as if it's not even part of the job.
Right. Mike, it's the last time you had an erection.
Look, when he gets an erection, what can he do with it? Since doesn't he call his wife mother?
That was my point, is he only gets it when he's the thought of being the president.
Anyway, thinking about him being hard is you know what? You're coloring. I don't want my penis colored with his image. Although that could be a good bit for Christmas.
You know what Mike Pence's penis sounds like?
Give me a thing.
Exactly like Mike Pence.
That's right. He doesn't have to change.
Mike Pence's penis.
Yeah.
Hi, Mother.
How's it been? How's the last 4 years been for you?
It's been about the same as the previous 4 years.
Now, you're not sexual at all, so you don't have to... Your penis is never used for something sexual, right?
No.
Why am I doing the straight man for your... Mike Pence's penis? And you're happily yes-ending me.
At least Mike Pence's penis can be a straight man.
I don't even understand that, really. Now you sound like a straight man from an old vaudeville bit, but not even vaudeville, like a bit after vaudeville without the the zets.
Yeah, it's like a vaudeville team about to break up.
Going through the and let's hear it for going through the motions, brothers. Hey, is it true that a two-hander? Someone told me now a two-hander is a play. I thought a two-hander could be a comedy duo as well.
I don't know. I won't venture on getting it wrong again.
Yeah, I'm sorry I brought it up.
A two-hander, or as I called it in high school, a double date.
A two-hander, or as I called it in high school, sometimes what I had to do to get myself to masturbate. Use both hands.
That's another way to go, yeah.
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 And I used to get off in high school, but look, I'm sorry. I can't go down. I can't take these bits and then go backwards with them. Oh, God, I feel good tonight. Yeah. I feel good. I don't know when you're going to... No, it's the knowing that at least I showed up for the first part of whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all gravy from here, because from now on, there's a lot that could happen now, and I can see it. I can see it because you're a rascal, Josh. You can't help it with the tricks.
No.
Remember when you had to Not when you had to short sheet my bed and you didn't even need to ruin my sheets.
That's right. Have you noticed yet?
What? What do you mean? Scared of folks? He's so very tiny. He could not trigger his own shorted sheet. Oh, folks, that's a small man. Now people think of me as a tiny man with a half-working thing.
Yeah.
Hardly working. Did you see the movie I made about my penis?
Andy Kindler's hardly working. Yeah.
This is how I'm going to go into the condo circuit with comedy.
I like the part where you dress your penis up with thick glasses and buck teeth, and it's a little teppanyaki chef.
Okay, people need to know that I am not. He's not referring to my previous incarnation where I did a racist Japanese characterization with my penis. He's referring to Breakfast at Tiffany's.
No.
Oh, wait, is that what you're referring to?
No, I was referring to Jerry Lewis is hardly working.
Oh, does he? Oh, I forgot. I keep thinking, yes, the Mickey Rooney is the thing, but he did it as part of his humor.
Yes.
He put the big buck teeth on. Did he ever stop doing that? Was he ever stopped by doing that? He must have.
No, not because of class reasons.
It just didn't work anymore. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's not that long ago, that characterization.
No.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to depress us all. He's not doing it anymore, folks, for he is dead.
It's true. You're safe now. Though I kind of wish it would have all lined up so he could have done a quarantine telethon.
Oh, that would have been so good. That would have, if anybody would have been the best with an at-home version.
Yeah.
It would have been Martin Short doing Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
I love horrible things. Like, for example, I hear that David Brenner wrote a horrible script, like some kind of a sitcom script that's just awful. That's the type of thing I need to have cheer me up at some point.
I just watched a David Brenner set not long ago.
On Johnny?
Yeah.
So how would you? Does he?
It was a lot.
Laugh at his own material.
He laughs a lot. It was like joke-like noises, is what it was.
This is something. This is crazy.
It was so bereft of actual punchlines.
He always looks like the Joey Bishop of comedy to me. I don't know why I said that, but it looks so shticky.
He was the first prototypical comic, though, to me, growing up. Like he was the one that you saw actually doing stand-up on TV the most.
Right, that's true. He had a long run. Well, I don't know if he had a long run because I don't believe a lot of the stuff he said. But he's the one who said he had the hot run from being on Carson. But I do remember
he was on all the time. I think he had a tremendous run through the 70s and 80s.
But remember, we had different childhoods again, and I remember Ed Sullivan as a current event.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I had Ed Sullivan material when I started.
I have no memory of ever seeing an Ed Sullivan show.
You couldn't have, because I don't think he was ever in reruns even. No,
but it went into the early 70s. But I was a baby.
Oh, that's true.
I was a baby.
That's true. Did you have Wonderful World of Disney when you were growing up?
Yes.
Because that show's pretty poor. Well, I didn't enjoy that show. But that's because of my own childhood, I think.
I was actually just watching a Wonderful World of Disney thing last night that was on the Disney Plus. It was, just something that was buried in the selection.
Right.
And it was this like Mouseketeers Go to Disneyland special from the 70s. and it was like as if it was off someone's VHS because it still had the commercials in it.
That's pretty funny.
And it was horrible, but it was a wide world of Disney. And, they also had, in 3 weeks, you'll see Bunko the Clown, it was like, Bunko the Cowboy Clown,
And Son of Flubber.
But not, Son of Flubber would have been the good stuff.
Oh, how are you enjoying your Disney Plus?
It's okay, it's once in a while, I feel like watching a Pixar movie or a Star Wars movie or some shit like that.
Why do I think Home Improvement would be on there?
It might be because it's Touchstone, but I haven't.
Yes.
I haven't. I look more for the weird vintage nostalgia titles.
Well, I'm all about the Peacock. Not really, but I don't know why I said that there. I think I thought I was doing a two-hander, and I had to top you.
Right. I liked The Mandalorian. I liked the production of Hamilton. I liked, there's been some stuff.
What are you talking about? What's Hamilton?
I'm talking about Disney Plus. Hamilton's a very popular musical.
Oh, you sound like my mother there for a second, or me, where it sounds like it's coming from nowhere, like you didn't have any preface to it.
Yeah, except for what we had been talking about for the past 3 minutes.
Look, don't overwhelm the conversation with facts.
I sound like your mother. You're the one going, "What's Hamilton?" Ah!
My mother was a Quaker. Perhaps you have heard of them? Quaker? Why would you be a Nazi Quaker?
Hello, Quaker.
Your mother's a Quaker?
I understand you're a pacifist. So I don't suppose you'll have a problem with me doing this.
That is a weird sketch, Josh. Very strange bit you're working on there. So I guess if you're a pacifist, you wouldn't mind me doing this to your family? That's a terrible argument for pacifism. It's do it now or this will happen.
Yeah.
I believe in pacifism in general unless it's... I don't want to get into this pacifism argument again with you.
You're an aggressivist.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean, really?
No, I thought you were coming... I thought you just came up with a different way to hang up on me. I swear to God.
Really?
I heard a thing in your...
If you want a different way to be hang up, I can go...
Sometimes takes less than an instant to flood your mind with glorious memories of the past. For instance, let's recall the early days of entertainment in America. Well, there were drawing room musicales, big-time vaudeville, and even the old medicine shows. There's one more, we haven't left it out. No, we just simply mention it less because, well, it's first in our minds tonight, the minstrel show. A wholesome and fascinating form of entertainment which has been used in churches and schools and clubs all over the country for many, many years. So because minstrelsy means good, clean fun and wonderful music, we continue in the spirit of all good minstrel shows with the greatest of dignity and respect. Gentlemen, the opening chorus.
And he hit the wrong button.
Well, that was not my best move. There's only two buttons.
All right, well.
One says, I don't know if you know this, one says accept.
Yeah. It's
green.
Right.
Which is usually go.
Right.
And I hit the one that said stop. Decline.
Decline, yeah.
Yeah. Happy Friday. I love this new Friday afternoon, unless it doesn't work out well, and then there'll be recriminations.
Right. Immediate recriminations.
Yeah, but now I have Friday nights turned into date night for me.
Fantastic.
Not with my wife. Affairs. Having affairs. That's not a catchy way to have an affair. The only catchy way to have an affair is to say something like, "We meet every day at the same cafe." He can't help it. He's attracted to Mrs. Jones. But those were the days when people loved to hear affair songs.
Sure. One could have an afternoon delight, for example.
Yeah, but I don't think afternoon delight, does that imply that they're having an affair? I thought it was just like sex in the afternoon in the South.
Yeah, that could be, I guess. I didn't know. I didn't even know it was in the South, really.
I don't think it was either. I see that as a country song.
Yeah, no.
Yakka-takka-takka-takka, bang, bang, boom, boom, boop-a-doop-a-day, hey.
Well, that sounds a little more like klezmer, but...
Hold on. I have some klezmer right now. I'll see if I can clear it up. No?
No. Not at all.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you give me a little, that's encouraging in the wrong way.
Right.
If you go, oh, not too bad, Andy. Oh, that's my Spicoli.
Hey, that's my Spicoli.
That's my Spicoli. All I need, Mr. Hand, is some sweet waves.
You got your Katharine Hepburn in my Spicoli. You got your Spicoli in my Katharine Hepburn.
Hey!
They're weird together.
Is that how peanut butter and chocolate really got together?
I think so.
Well,
it's the only way it could have happened, really, if you think about it.
Okay, that's why I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah, no, it had to have been collision-based recipe writing.
Man, I'm like a spritzer today. I'm like a regular two-hander. Not only did I have to use two hands last night, I had to bring in some lotion.
Wait, are you seeing someone on the side?
Oh, why? Why would I? Yeah, yes. You know what? I'll tell you right now why I would see someone on the side, Andy Kindler's penis.
Yeah.
Who wants to play with a soft penis for hours on end?
I see your point. Sorry, you can't see mine.
Why? I think I could be able to see your point. It's not like it's shrinking back up within me, unless you're doing something I don't know.
I've become an innie.
All right. I really feel this is going to be on divorce papers at some point.
I just think it's anytime you bring up your penis, I think he has a right to appear.
That's true. Or if I say soft lunch. Or if I say, I just feel as if I'm not, that there's something soft in my pants. Anything that's a clue like that.
Hello. There we go. Yeah.
Hello. We went to a socially distanced friend's house. This is the first time we've done this.
Yeah.
We went to friends in Manhattan Beach last night.
Wow.
And they have a huge backyard.
Yeah.
So
like 50 yards apart with cell phones out.
We weren't 50 yards apart, but we were like, they had like they have 6 different areas where you can be socially distanced. You can sit around the fire socially distanced.
Yeah. And let me just say, your voice carries.
Yeah, wasn't that, didn't Amy Mann sing about me?
She did, yes.
I went to a party. He was yelling.
Hush, keep it down now. Andy's scary.
Does he have no sense of decorum? Keep it down now. The party's past 11. And the cops have. See, I just got it mixed up between Luca and the Till Tuesday song. I know that the Luca song is...
My name is Andy. I live on the 2nd floor. I live upstairs for you. Sorry, I make noise and stuff.
The Luca song is about someone being abused, though, is what I thought.
Luca, in fact, yes.
I'm not laughing at the abuse. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the fact that the audience, the people who enjoy the show, have to put up with my craziness. You never know what I'm going to say.
You don't. You're a loose cannon, Kindler.
Yeah.
Turn in your badge and gun.
That was the worst episodes for the last 3 years when they changed the name of the show to Loose Cannon.
We just kept running to the bathroom.
See, I was going to go with something else.
What were you going with?
Something with the bathroom.
He bet with a bad hand.
This sounds like an angry my penis who's just took a Viagra. How would it sound when Andy's penis is right in the midst of his Viagra taking?
Hi there.
You know, sounding impressive is not what ladies are looking for.
Fake it till you make it, I say.
If it required now that I got into a car accident and someone had to do something with my penis, nobody would do it now because of how popular the show is.
Yeah.
And I walk around the city, they're going, there he is. Wheat Dick McGurk. Hey, Softy. Hey, have you seen any Mr. Softy trucks around here? No, what are you talking about? Your penis.
That's just Andy singing Turkey in the Straw.
Which, by the way...
Racist.
Is that also a racist song?
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I thought it was like Dixie, but it wasn't as racist as Dixie. Is it? Is the turkeys in the straw? Turkeys in the straw. Boop, 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 boop. Get them out of the straw.
Yeah.
Is it just because it was a time period where everything was racist?
Yeah, it was a song that was adopted into minstrel shows, and then there was lots of verses laid over the template.
Okay, but now Dixie, was there ever a part where Dixie was just like, hey, we all love going to Dixie, would they make great cups, and it wasn't racist?
Well, it's only racist because it's the anthem of a racist country.
Oh, okay, there's nothing specifically in the words that go, I wish I was in Dixie, hurrah, hey, hey, hoorah, hoo, hoo. Who wrote it is what I want to know.
Probably some Jew in New York.
And you know what? They always say, Andy, would you have done it? Yes. Andy, would you have written for an anti-Semitic? How much does it pay? When do I start? I would have been all over that Vichy government. You think there's any openings? Look.
You think Jerry Lewis is funny?
I was popular in France because I fought against the resistance. No, that wouldn't be true. I mean, I just think like 1940, there were some people who lived through the war who were, unless they were Jewish, but they weren't even affected maybe in France. It's just a weird time period to me.
Generally, a world war is a weird time period for a lot.
Oh, well, he's so happy with himself because okay, we get it, Josh. I'm stupid. I don't have interesting things to say. I'm boring. I'm saying things so obvious, even Captain Obvious had to give me a call and said, even I think that's a little obvious. I'm drunk.
All right,
move on. Are you having any plans for your weekend? I'm not going out, but I mean, are you going to cook some burgers?
I have a big lamb loin roast that I got that I probably will
What
cook.
Is that?
It's a lamb loin.
Wow. Cool.
But I don't know. We're supposed to play music tomorrow.
Oh, sounds good. Who am I? Who am I turned into?
Well, this is what happens when you ask a question you don't care about the answer.
Ah, good point. See? I did it again. Oh, yeah. Over-answering, pretending you have too much enthusiasm for a conversation is a tell for people who are narcissists.
Yes.
Oh, you did. You did, Josh. Right. You did. Oh, he didn't hear one word I said. Ah, good. Well, and then the next sentence tries to, so then are you going to see those people? What are you talking about, see those people? I mean, what did you say?
I was talking about my operation.
Oh, okay, good. I thought it was something else. You thought it was something else because you heard nothing. Because you were thinking about you.
Right, you came to see me
doing.
at the hospital. I don't.
And do you think I'd be so spaced out I'd forget the air hose joke?
I think you would. Or you would actually step on mine and just like keep your foot there until I did the joke.
Now, please do this joke when you're running the traffic into my room. Tonight, Andy has decided to take the pills to commit the suicide. And what the fuck? And I'm yelling, what the fuck are you telling them? Oh, hilarious.
I like commit the suicide.
So Andy claimed, how about this? Andy is going to go ahead with the suicide tonight, and your fingers are crossed in front of everybody.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
This time, hopefully his gag reflex won't kick in.
And cold feet. Seriously, folks, what's worse? Him committing suicide or saying it for months on end? Okay, I'm done with my suicide, Chuck.
My big thing today is I got the movie got covered in Rolling Stone today, or on the rollingstone.com. That is
the best news.
It was good, yeah.
And was it a good review?
It wasn't really a review. It was I provided them with that the film of Michael doing Obsession that I took out to put Steven Van Zandt in.
Right.
As an exclusive outtake.
Yes.
And so it's an interview with Michael, and it talks about the song and the movie, and then it's that video. So.
Very good.
Yeah,
very good. And now
something about making a rock doc and having it in Rolling Stone makes it feel a little more legit.
Rolling Stone, that's not like a fake great credit. I don't want to get too far because I don't like that guy who runs it. But it's where you want to be. Yeah, it's one of the places that you want to be. If you're not on, hey, ain't it cool? Did you get Ain't It Cool? Is that still around?
I don't know if it is. If it is, it ain't very cool anymore.
Well, was this a surprise?
Was that Harry Knowles? Ain't It Cool?
Harry Knowles, Knowles. I'm great at spelling things that don't matter. But who is the one who made that happen?
A publicist.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
An actual publicist that we hired.
Publicist. I told you there was an angle on this that maybe a publicist. Well, I think that's good news. I think it's good news. And I also think, are you sitting down?
I am.
Socially distanced documentaries. Think about it.
Oh, I've thought about it.
It has to end, John. It has to end. It has to end soon. And the right person has to win the election. It's not just one thing that has to happen.
It feels, I don't know. It feels like.
Come in? Is someone at the door? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I did hear a knocking sort of thing.
Did you really?
I did. And it was in your place, not mine.
But I don't feel like a professional thing in a podcast is to crawl towards the door with my are they coming to get me energy and going, excuse me.
All right.
Excuse me. I say ignore it, right?
Sure. Although that ship has sort of sailed.
I have to tell you before we go into are we doing mail today?
Oh, are we?
I wanted to tell you this.
I don't know why I wasted an attitude on that.
Last week, I was having the greatest time during the whole Friday afternoon session. I was laughing.
Yeah.
And then you started to talk about Perush's wedding the next day or something like that, right?
Yeah. Which did happen. I'm telling you this now because I was too embarrassed to say it when it happened. There was, for about 10 seconds, I was totally in joy. I wasn't doing the thing where, like, am I listening to myself? I totally had no idea where I was. I didn't know what you were talking about. Yeah.
And then I had to kind of like back end into it that, it's the Perush thing. And then I didn't think I even reacted to it. But it was a little scary. I thought maybe is this what happens when you die or something like that. But it could be me being truly happy and losing my worrying.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's a nice spin on it. That's fine.
Yeah, it is. Did you notice it, first of all?
I'm glad you went to that peaceful place. Sure.
Did you notice it, though?
Not after editing.
Did you notice it while? Did you notice that when you were telling me about Perush's wedding the next day, that I had no idea what you were saying?
When I'm editing and I'm talking, I assume you're not listening.
All right, so it's just a good thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that off of my chest.
All right, you're forgiven. Is that what you need?
That's good.
All right.
No, I'm worried about it like a Ben Casey thing. Like it doesn't mean that.
I mean, definitely put it in your brain fart journal.
I will. Okay, that's a short book. No, it's not. It's a long book.
It should be a long book. You just keep forgetting to enter things.
Exactly.
Bang, 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 bang. Let's go to questions. Bang, bang,
fake
bang,
news.
Bang.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Sounds like a racist capital steps.
Yes. Sous vide is here to ask, hey, Johnny Carson, has the situation improved?
Well, if the situation's improved, well, then I'm a good husband.
You might as well ask my lawyer about that. The bombastic Bushkin. I can't do Johnny Carson. I just realized.
Backstabby Bushkin.
But Johnny Carson shouldn't be. It should be an easier one for me. Wah. Oh, I can do this one. Wah.
Yeah, there you go. It's uncanny.
It is.
Oh wait, what's the opposite?
Uncanny,
no, it's canny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because uncanny sounds nothing like the original voice.
Uncanny would be exactly like the voice.
Okay.
DeSteele says, I, like Andy, have never been punched or punched anyone in the face, but I believe I have the best line to say just before you punch someone. You know, I've got half a mind to punch you in the face right now. In fact, can either of you top it?
I have half a mind to punch you in the face right now. In fact.
And then the punch, I think, happens there.
Oh. Well, I think it depends on how much you pause after, in fact.
All right. It's an ellipse, so it's really at the reader's discretion.
In fact, I think at that point, the other person's getting that something is not going to be good.
Yeah, I think you might actually be punched in the time it takes to say.
Well, if you got me during my Taekwondo years, you just put a lid on. I mean, forget about it.
You'd expect something like, oh.
You know how many times in the practice in the dojang that I shoved about 7 or 8 guys' noses through their brain. I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it was
in a row,
work.
like boards.
No, over a 3-year period.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a single stooge chain effect.
No, but after every time I say that you have to do one of these things. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You have to do that shtick afterwards?
Yeah, at the wake.
Yeah.
Boop. All right. Get me out of this question, Josh. Not doing well.
God, take these hands away from me. All they can do is cause pain. Natri Pahar is here to say someone that has multiple personalities should lend one to Mike Pence. Just to try it out. All right, let's give it I'll give another read here.
Yeah,
someone that has multiple personalities should lend one to Mike Pence just to try it out. Boom.
Bang.
That's the best I can do with that.
He's the only person who got diagnosed by the doctors having multiple personalities, and we go, hey, maybe this will help. I don't know if that gets us anything.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know that.
No, same joke. Same joke.
I'm not. Let's just say this thing didn't need to be polished.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even gilding the lily. It was like ruining it.
He's back with more.
Sous vide?
No, not Tweet Bahara. We've moved on. 2 people.
It's not. Wait. It's not Tweet Bahara.
Exactly.
Third base.
Sometimes I'll hear an attractive person called a smoke show, a version of smoking hot. Are smoke shows a thing? I've never been to one. Have you? What's the deal with smoke shows? Who's the genius that thought of smoke show?
Well, let me try it. Let's say you're a woman. I go, hey, how's it going? You look good tonight. You're a regular smoke show.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Ow! You know what? I just hit myself hard in the face.
It's the taekwondo.
No, trying to make it good sound for the podcast.
Yeah. It worked. It came through clear that you were smacking yourself around.
Well, I prefer everything to it's a shit show. I don't like it's a shit show because that's my own problem with the bathroom.
Right. Well, you can turn a shit show into a smoke show by lighting a match.
Well, oh my God. This is like these are like genius observations for the John.
I'm leaving space for the audience to laugh. Jason Parton says, I don't often suggest bits, but here's one. Rip Torn being confused for Rip Taylor, but he decides to run with it because he feels relevant because of it.
I think that's got to be opposite way around. Rip Torn is more relative than Rip Taylor.
I think that's probably true. I just watched Defending Your Life last night. And
it's solid, right?
It's absolutely solid.
I think that movie, I've only seen it twice, so I do think it probably grows on you, too. I mean, I loved it the first time, but there's a lot of stuff in there.
There's a lot of stuff in there, and there's a lot of really great, very small takes.
At the trials? With Rip Torn at the trials?
There's just a lot of good singles of Albert Brooks.
I'm ready to see that again.
It's worth a watch. You don't have Criterion anymore, right?
Stop rubbing it in.
No, I'm just asking because they have all 5 of his good movies on there this month.
Oh, no, that's a good. I picked the wrong time to get away.
Chaotic Neutral says, "Hey guys, don't know if the bit has outstayed its welcome, but here's a $10,000 pyramid question for Andy. Clues. All right. Do you want to do this?
Sure.
I think there might be another one later from Stephen Yates.
This is the kind of thing we could do twice.
All right, as long as you're on board.
Yeah, I'm not going to bail on it.
All right, here's the first one. Recession.
Depression.
Stagflation.
Inflation.
Inflation.
Inflation. Recession.
Employment.
Inflation. Unemployment.
Unemployment.
I hate this game. How come I can't get this game? What is this? Is this password?
No, it's pyramid.
Things that make you, isn't that like things that make you go who?
Yes.
Fiscal restraint. Problem. The
economy.
The economy.
That's what it is.
Well, that's good.
All right.
I fucked that up.
All right, here's one. He made me feel stupid. He made me question my sense of spirituality.
My father.
Sure. Good
People
enough.
like my father.
His feelings about his father is the category.
Yeah. That's my dad.
Right.
He got actual quotes.
Boy, I sure am briny. I enjoyed my life as a cucumber, but now...
Things about pickles think.
All right, there you go. A jar of pickles.
I am losing the structure of these shows while we're doing it. Because some of it's like Family Feud a little bit too, right? Show me.
Oh, this was, you know what? I did this entirely wrong.
It was the Family Feud?
He actually was feeding me. Those were the things I were giving you were clues. The economy, his feelings about his father, a jar of pickles, and the answer was things Donald Trump can't open.
I never would have gotten that.
Yeah. It was really meant to be read as a single joke, and I went all gamey with it.
You know what? People will remember it more now that they didn't get it.
M. Ledsome says, "Thanks for brightening my week, guys. Much love, and congrats again on the doc, Jelvis." Thank you, M.
And thank you, M, too. M had something today that was pretty funny, and I can't remember what it was, so why bring it up?
All right, here's Stephen Elton Yates, and he does, in fact, have pyramid. Says, "Josh, let's give pyramid another go. See if you can get Andy to guess the categories."
Even he's not high on the project anymore.
Yeah. If he gets all 3, next week Andy gives the clues. JK, he says. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
A concourse. A bar.
Airports.
Yes.
Airports.
Things at an airport.
Things at an airport. You have to say it that way? Okay, things at an airport.
I think you would have gotten the flip for airports.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Judges.
Los Feliz. Sherman Oaks.
City.
Studios.
Things that are cities.
Studio City.
Things that have city in the name.
Encino.
Parts of the valley.
Highland
Things that are
Park.
in the valley. Park?
Downtown.
The things that are in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Jesus, thank you. Los Angeles.
How long was
Los
that
Angeles
gonna take?
neighborhoods is actually the thing.
What? It's like playing with an idiot.
No.
I think if I was smarter, I'd probably be better, though, right?
All right, you'll get this next one.
Okay.
Pete Seeger. Arlo Guthrie.
What people that were
Woody
folk
Guthrie.
singers.
All right. Okay.
Folk singers.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. We're done, Stephen. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Stephen. Did Stephen Elton Yates send us an easier one to get us back into the
I don't think easier is the problem. I think.
Ooh. You think it's... Okay, I don't want to know what you're thinking.
All right. But Stephen comes back with yet another one. Carbon nanotubes can be idealized as cutouts from a 2-dimensional hexagonal lattice of carbon atoms rolled up along one of the lattice vectors to form a hollow cylinder. Any thoughts about Mark Knopfler / Dire Straits?
That's a pretty cool one. I was thinking about...
I want some credit for that read, for that straight-through read.
That was a great read.
Thank
that
you.
was excellent. I don't know. I love Mark Knopfler and the Dire Straits, but then I know that they only had like 3 great songs, right?
Well, if you know them so well, then you would know that.
Well, I could listen to Harry Doesn't Mind, and I love the solo in that
Sultans of
song.
Swing is the name of the song.
Yeah, Sultans of Swing. But
You're such an old man. I could listen to Harry Doesn't Mind. Oy.
I love that line. And Harry doesn't mind.
And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene.
Make the scene. Come on, Mark. We're going to get everybody at assisted living this weekend at 5. You're going to do that song. But I like his guitar playing, too.
He's got a daytime job. He's doing
all right.
Stop being Ethel Merman with Mark Knopfler. He's doing all right.
Or it could be
he can play the honky tonk like anything.
It's like B-52's guy, Fred Schneider.
Yeah. I've got a Jew voice as big as a whale.
And we're about to set sail.
Mark Thompson says, doesn't having absolutely no new media for about 7 months open up the wealth of Andy's out-of-date reference jokes for the speech? According to Jim, gags are a given, but he must have tons of great material on Friends, Perfect Strangers, and Petticoat Junction.
It's so sad. It is so sad. Oh. What's the deal with those washing tubs on Petticoat Junction? What, are you going to make wine in them, or are you going to have the girls sleep in them? What's the deal with Gilligan's Island? He could make the bamboo lie detector out of a thing, but he couldn't. Mrs. Howell.
He could make coconut cold fusion. Warpsy Head says, hi, I'm the guy listening to the old test shows. I'm that guy. Just finished up number 50. Luckily, it was just a test. I'm listening in the past and tweeting in the present about a future show. Is Tweet Bahara still around? They had a lot of questions in the past. Well, now we've flipped into the other dimension, and it's not Tweet Bahara is still around. Tweet Bahara, as you knew him, was banned from Twitter.
Oh, he's gone now?
That's why he's not Tweet Bahara.
I love this. I would love this to be an ongoing department, as we say.
Listeners from the past?
Shout-outs from the past.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm listening to Test Show 63, and that's the first time Andy mentioned having trouble with his pee-poo-pop-a-doo-pop-a-dop-pop, soft, softy, soft.
Memories may be beautiful and yet.
Now you want me to do a musical. You really do. I would love to see you. Do you need to be in a costume?
I'll just be off stage. You just open up your zipper every time I have a line.
That's the cheapest way to do it.
Absolutely. I can't afford foam.
Oh.
Greg Kelly says, I was at the local Target loading up on cheese balls for the festive holiday weekend and saw someone loading their cart with $3 12-packs of pop. They're on sale, and you can tell this is coming from the Midwest because it's pop.
That's right.
It was James Mason. I was weary of saying hello. Next time, should I strike up a conversation?
Oh, yes, Greg Kelly, please, don't be a stranger. I'm just loading up on my Diet Mountain Dew. You know, I can't go 5 feet without my Diet Mountain Dew each morning. And, so, yes, if I'm in public, that means I'm fair game, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. Is a fair game a double entendre?
No, it's not, no.
But, everything James Mason says sounds so, professional that you know what I mean? You get by. A lot of times I think you just get by on your British. Is it British charm? Is that where you're from originally?
Well, actually, I'm from Kentucky.
Really?
Yes.
That does not sound like a Kentucky accent at all.
Well, you haven't been to my corner of the state.
Oh, almost fell down. I almost fell down plausibly.
Cheers to you.
Thank you.
Steve Infield says, here's one for Match Game. Oh, man. Celibate Sally was so celibate. I think we did this one last week, didn't we? Maybe we cut it out. Celibate Sally was so celibate. Now it's your job.
That she...
No,
but isn't
no, you have to be the audience. Was so
how
celibate.
celibate... Oh, say it again.
All right.
I'll give it to you clean.
Celibate Sally was so celibate.
The hell celibate was she?
She was so celibate, the only cocktail she would drink was a gin and blank.
The only drink she drank was gin and a chastity belt that she wrapped around her WAP.
Yes. I'll go with a gin and get the fuck off me? Blah.
Should I tailor off my WAP references or go further with them?
I think you should dive in, if you will.
Isn't that Rod Serling? If you will. Take this position, if you will.
Submitted for your approval. One small Jew with a pop culture reference.
That hit close to home.
He thinks it'll make him hip. Anything but. In the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I love that. That still is a classic to me. Well, why wouldn't it be?
Tom the Tom says TS-171 was great, especially the Monday part, both in a good mood, Andy with moderately high energy, tiptoeing to the line of annoying, Josh gleefully playing along, and I'm high.
That is why I think maybe one of our best reviews. Because I think that's what it is. When you see me, if I have no knowledge that I'm tiptoeing to the line of obnoxiousness, then what's going to stop me?
Right. Other than me.
Yeah, but it's better when I do it.
It is.
It's more professional. It's Fun Friday.
It is?
Yeah,
all
casual
right,
Fun Friday.
All right, we'll take a different tack from here on out then.
Yeah. I'm wearing a jockstrap.
Yeah.
That's because I'm very casual.
Hang loose, buddy.
I've never had a jockstrap in my life. Now, have you had one for some kind of a sporting event?
I have indeed.
What?
I did, yes. Many
what were you playing?
Many a jockstrap with a cup inside.
Oh, so you play hockey?
I played baseball.
Oh, baseball. You don't want to take one in the shoops there, do you?
I do not.
Oh, that's Gallo. But he thought he could forget his cup today and he wouldn't have a problem even if a ball got hit into his genitals. Anything but.
Jim Meehan says, recently it occurred to hat-hating me that a yarmulke would perfectly cover my bald spot. Apparently this is a quote-unquote frivolous reason for conversion.
It is a frivolous reason, but it's not a bad way to cover up a bald spot, although what do you do when you leave Temple?
The problem is that it's not. It won't. If you go with the suction cup yarmulke, you're good. But otherwise, there's nothing to anchor it to. If it's all if it's all skin. Tommy Barcanero says it's been a while since the great Marv Albert has made an appearance on the show. How would he describe his feelings about not being in the bubble for these playoffs?
Yes, well, I'm in a risk group, so it's good for me to be isolated.
LeBron James from downtown and 3 blocks over in his hotel room. Good.
Yes.
Good. Yes. I think I'm going to try and get into watching the rest of the thing because I watched a little of the U.S. Open and that was pretty fun. I think I'm just going to try and do it.
Yeah.
If not now, when?
Exactly.
It was cute seeing those kids of the basketball players being able to stay with them.
Yeah.
I like that kind of thing.
QMock says, hearing about Andy's breakthroughs in therapy have been a highlight of the show for the past year or two. Josh, have you had any similar epiphanies from therapy that you're able to share? I didn't go to therapy.
I think most people think that you must have, even though you said many times, not many times, but you said enough times that you never have.
No, I mean, I went like a couple times, like in junior high.
I remember that too. Yeah.
But, no, I never went to therapy. Obviously I have nothing against it, but It just never felt like that was the recipe for me. But as soon as I felt like I do need that, I would be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't get any energy from you that you are anti that at all.
No.
And you don't suffer from I'm not saying suffer, but when you have something like OCD or any kind of thing like that where you can slip into a thing where you don't even really know that you're slipping back into it because it's so pervasive,
right?
That's something to address. But you don't seem to be not attached to what you're thinking and why you're thinking it.
Yeah.
Plus, you've also had tragedies, which I think is almost like...
Yeah, I've had plenty, which definitely tests your processing ability.
Right. But not everyone should go to therapy is just a fact.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because there's been that argument made throughout the time. I can't believe it. When you go into therapy, everyone can benefit from it. Well, I don't know that that's true. But I do think a lot of people could.
I probably could if I found the exact right person.
And that's a hard thing. I went through a lot of mistaken, not too many, but my wife has and everybody has, the fact that it's not easy being a good therapist.
No. I mean, I assume. I've never been. QMock also says, has a little sketch he scripted out for me. For me, I think is what it is. Mm-hmm. It's a little sketch between James Mason and Johnny Carson.
Ooh.
Picture, I guess, James Mason on panel on the Johnny Carson show for this.
Johnny old bean, I've been writing a comedy skit about Andy's penis, and I think there's a part in it for you.
Well, is it a firm two-hander?
Not since the Reagan administration.
There you go.
Very happy with that.
Good.
Who was the second guy?
James Mason.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think you really dropped the ball. That's the last thing you need after a request from a listener. Not your best work, Josh.
Larry Harold says, Andy, how many roads must a man walk down? I mean, really? So what do you think? What did your
You mean before you could...
What did your father think? Cousin Eddie, we love you and we need to know.
Well, when you're asking me this question about how many roads can a man walk down, is this, and you mean like before you can call him a man?
I don't like where you're going with this.
And let me ask you a question. How many C's does the white dove, is it the white dove?
Oh, this is a really clever take.
I love Bob Dylan being annoyed by bad comedy about his songs.
Oh, man. Just, you hit bottom, Kindler.
I swear to God, if I do hit bottom, I don't hope that Bob Dylan calls me up to hector me about it. Oh, just like, you ache just like a failed comedian.
But you look like a little girl.
That is unnecessary.
I mean, Bob Dylan, of course it's necessary.
Where have you been, my blue-eyed son? You Nazi? Okay, I guess I'm not good at this.
Once again, you broke it. I gotta go, but let me just say before I go, you're stupid. Bye.
I've never seen somebody who engaged in so much drivel.
ISAI 76 says, guys, I love the show so much I started at Test Show 1. Currently on Test Show 50 and have come to the conclusion that I'm signing up for the Andy Kindler School of Comedy. I'm majoring in the improv section called Yes and what was I saying?
Yes, and I'm people who aren't familiar that what I brought to the sketch world was actually saying yes and as part of your answer. It makes it easier, it's cleaner, right. And if Ken Burns is directing a documentary about it, it gives him all he needs.
There you go.
There I go.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
There you go, there you go, there you go. Is that from a commercial?
I think it is.
Yeah. I think it's based on a real song.
Yeah, probably. Richard Cole says, I know some religions have dietary restrictions. Jews and Muslims shouldn't eat pork. Hindus don't eat beef. Does using kosher salt when I brine pulled pork make it a kosher meal? Oh, you silly goy.
Who added the silly goy there?
I did.
Yeah, this is kind of a humor in uniform vibe.
No, but the kosher salt is used to draw the blood out of the meat, which is part of the koshering process.
And also, this is a little known fact: the kosher salt can help you reduce your horns.
Right, but you have to rub really hard.
Rub really hard. Is that the best people could say about Jews?
Rub your horn really hard, people.
I heard droopy percolating.
Dan Wade says, Happy Labor Day, gentlemen. What's the worst job you've ever had?
I don't know. Does it get worse than delivering newspapers door to door at 25?
That's pretty bad.
I think door-to-door sales was
pretty bad.
Pretty bad. I think door-to-door sales was literally the worst job I ever had because I was scared every second of it, and people hated it too.
Yeah. I can't top door-to-door salesman. Target or Malcolm and Eddie.
I forget that you worked at Target.
Yeah, I worked at Target for maybe 6 months at 16.
Was anything fun about it?
No, nothing was fun about it.
In the summers type of thing?
Yeah, it was one of those things.
Cool.
It was literally my parents demanding that I get a job just because people should know what having a job is like.
Probably not a bad idea.
It was okay, except for it was the last one I ever had.
Well, it convinced you this isn't for you.
Yeah. And Malcolm and Eddie was just a grind in a much different, high-paid way.
It was a lot of drama. Is this the show? Did Joel show run it?
He did not show run it, but he created it, which was the problem.
How do you mean?
I mean, that doesn't create a fully formed creative vision when the creator of the show isn't the showrunner.
Oh, I got it.
We had three different showrunners in the season I was there. So Joel and I were the only producer level people who were there from the beginning of the year to the end.
And how long did you guys last on that show? 1 year?
Yeah.
Wow.
The show lasted for another 3 after that.
That must be frustrating for the Joel, because if he did create it, then he would want it to have it be, consistent.
He was, to say the least, it was a frustrating year for Joel.
Right. I can see that.
And I was there to, largely a lot of it was just, listening to Joel being unhappy.
Were you able to help him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's always good to have somebody who's you can commit.
What was good about it was that on my end, and only to Joel's credit, was that I was a producer, which is on a TV show, it's just a middle of the pack title. Mm-hmm. Just producer, because it goes that producer, supervising producer, co-executive producer, executive. So there's ranks that you go up. But Joel made sure that I was treated as a producer on the show. So I would go to the casting sessions and I would go to a lot of stuff that generally someone who was a staff writer just wouldn't go to. But
well, that was cool.
Yeah, so I did. It was helpful to me to learn the landscape of sitcoms.
Where was that show on? What
it was on UPN.
Ah.
And we shot it at Sony. But there were literally days, and it was one of those sitcoms that you hear about where people are like, you're there till 3 a.m. on a very regular basis. And it was everything bad that happens on a sitcom except cancellation.
And were there network problems too, or not so bad?
Yeah, no, there was tons of them. There was every problem. Mouth Almighty says the CDC says vaccines are available as soon as October. How soon will you want one? How soon will Andy and his penis be on tour, assuming the vaccine has no penile side effects?
Well, first of all, I want to say my penis and I are not going on tour unless you want to say that because my penis, I don't detach it, it's going on tour. There's not going to be anything featured Unless, I know, I confuse the silence from Josh is that he's already written some skits. You know, my penis gets old fast, and now it literally is. I'm getting comfortable at letting...
I'm playing against expectation now.
I like it. I like what you're doing now.
Jerry Caulfield says, look what I found as I walked into the grocery store. And it's a picture of cotton candy grapes. There were lots of ladies milling about the display, but unfortunately none made any emphatic exclamations as to why they were there.
You can't reproduce that one. That came from a different dimension.
They weren't there for the right reasons, I'll tell you that, sister. The only reason I even go out of the house is for cotton candy grapes.
I thought I would say something about how I don't like to watch basketball anymore because they won't do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I thought that would make me more popular. Anything but.
Adam Nicolitz says, what's your favorite area of a Bass Pro Shop?
Huh?
Probably the Confederate flag displays.
Oh. What is the name of that preceding the Pro Shop? What's the name you said? I couldn't hear it.
Bass.
Ah, easy. Oh, I wanted to tell you, you're right. Some of those fishing shows are great. I checked them out.
Yeah.
Anglers. Yeah. I watched Anglers.
Yeah.
I watched, is that bait or are you just happy to see me? That was a good show.
I watched Wait For It.
I watched, I don't know if I'm going to eat that or throw it back. What a horrible sport to watch. I don't understand any of those Discovery shows, whatever they're doing there. I don't get anything with their welding thing. Maybe it's not Discovery, it's history maybe. Yeah. They're welding things, they're burning things. Can't you save me from this and just...
I was just going, yeah, well, okay. Well, 90-Day Fiancé awaits.
Oh, I don't want to go back to that well.
Iram says FDA rejects oleander as a therapeutic for COVID. Who knew? The FDA is in the pocket of QAnon, I say. How could they... I have the proof. I've seen the papers which say that there was that people were saved from it. I put my family on the oleander.
Do you think the fact that he converted so much of his current production capacity to make masks that maybe had affected his ability to follow up on this oleander lead?
Well, no. Now that we're making masks with the oleandrin label on them, and we're using them as oleandrin swag now.
I'll tell you, I got a call from Iowa. The entire state has been cured by convalescent plasma. It's unbelievable.
That is an amazing piece of news. Thanks to our president, Donald Trump, a gift from God. And now I'd like to read our final tweet of the day. We have a letter, too, that I'd like to get to, but first I'm going to read this tweet from Not Tweet Bahara, who comes back right here at the last minute with one. And he says, okay, so Richie Cunningham was born before Opie Taylor, but Happy Days came after the Andy Griffith Show.
Is that it?
That's it.
Is that correcting a question from a previous thing?
No, I think it's just a revelation that he thought needed to be shared.
You know, and not tweet. Believe me, that's not the last time you're going to watch an Andy Griffith and then snap your fingers at the end. I knew he should never have been dating. I can't think of the name. Mary Sue, Peggy Sue.
What was her name? No, it was a compound name. Mary Beth.
Mary Beth.
Yes.
And he used to talk to someone named Juanita. He used to sing to Juanita.
I don't think so.
Okay, just leave me alone.
He would sing, I found my thrill. All right, so we have... Oh,
have you seen Putin sing that song?
No, please.
It's so good.
Let me hear the clip.
Well, I'm telling you, he sings that song, and I think I've told this before, but for some reason, John Voight jumps up from... Okay, forget that. This is a no-go. Because I know you like John... Not John Voight. It's not John Voight who was not married to Goldie Lang, Coco Coco Lopez. I forget.
Were you going for Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell?
Yeah, I think I was.
John Voight, ladies and gentlemen. Come back, champ. Come back. All right, so this is a letter delivered via DM from Jen Kirkman.
Wonderful.
And it's passionate, so prepare yourself.
Wait a second.
All right.
A passionate, where she's
not passion towards you. So, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Dear Thought Spiral, hi Andy and Josh. This email is not for you guys, but for your listeners. If they're up on things in the comedy world, I'm sure they've heard of the recent allegations against Bryan Callen. Do your fans know that after very credible rape allegations were published in the LA Times, that he started a Patreon, and within a day, thousands of his fans signed up, and he was instantly at about $40,000 a month?
I sent him $300. Am I the bad guy?
Monthly? Are you going monthly? I'll never understand why alleged rapists and sexual assaulters have such loyal fans who contribute to pay for their work even before the due process that they claim to so love. Louis C.K. released an album last year and made over $1 million on his website. Both of these men have every right to do so, as do their fans have every right to support them. Now, maybe you guys and me don't have as many fans, but the bottom line is that I know that only about 2% of my fans buy my work. The rest just act like I'm there to entertain them for free all the time. Very few are willing to put their money where their values are. There was always this notion in the back of their minds that we are all doing okay and don't really need our work paid for. I notice that the people who are always so outwardly disgusted by the wrongs in our community, when it comes down to it, never throw their cash at the rights in our community. Your Michael DeBar movie is so genius, and I don't even care if your listeners don't watch it. They should buy it. Not just rent it, buy it. You were very clear that you paid for this movie yourself, and you would like to do more, and you would like to make that money back. Anyone listening right now who hasn't purchased it, unless they are dead broke, isn't doing their part. And for the dead broke people, put it on your holiday wish list or birthday wish list, or tweet that you're broke and ask a stranger to buy you a copy, or Venmo you enough to buy it. I'm fucking serious here. I want the good people to never fade away because their fans weren't as ravenous as those of a rapist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say rape so many times during the fun part of the show where you read letters. Maybe you could read this part in Joseph Mengele's voice or something. If you don't buy Josh's movie, you're no better than me, a twisted, psychotic angel of death. Okay, I'm sorry to sound like a warped, frustrated old woman. Merry Christmas to anyone who hasn't bought your movie. In hell, your friend, Jen Kirkman.
Oh.
P.S. Everyone should also buy Andy's album, hence the humor as well. Take it from me, a lady in comedy. I want the good guys around, and I want them rewarded for not raping anyone, even if it's only because their penises no longer work. Jen.
How do you close? How do people? You can't be closing. My soft penis cannot be a closer for a wonderful letter. That was great.
I'd like to thank Jen Kirkman for everything she said there. I'm 100% behind her.
I was hoping, I swear to God, there was a part of me that was hoping that would be so pedestrian that Jen Kirkman would just space out during that section, but she's piling on. That was great.
Yes.
I cannot argue with anything that she said. I mean, I just don't want our listeners to feel they have to buy things, but I do.
But Jen does. That's the beauty of her letter.
That's the beauty of it.
We don't have to say it.
The fact that Bryan Callen, I have to now go, not right now, but it is sickening that Bryan Callen has what's it called? GoFundMe or something?
Oh, yeah, Patreon.
Patreon, yeah. Yep. And I just want to say that was hilarious, and also I just want to say that a lot of men have problems, big problems.
A lot of problems, yeah.
Lots of problems.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
Now I feel bad about. That was great. That made me laugh. That's a closer, right?
It's a closer. And wow, I won't even list our wares because Jen did it so well.
That's right.
But I will say, if you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral. If you want to reach us during the week, thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com or on Twitter at thought_spiral. And now here's Andy's clever hang-up gag.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy Kindler. And if you've listened to the show and you've been a fan of the show, well, then that's a surprise to me.